I'm just going to, this is the scene that I've focused on in the Papuan paragraph that you could potentially look at, because I think it gives some really good visuals that contrast to some of the verbals that Nash is using, or Nash is using through various primary sources such as Hurley's own diaries or expert witnesses, expert opinions, sorry. So just playing this, I can just get that started. In this particular sequence, we see we cut in
his diary when he left Sydney to go to Torres Strait and then to Parkwood in 1920. Says, "I'm on my own here. I'm out to make my name. The success."
So just, and I've got these stills in the slides that I'm giving you, but really do note that. So you've got the voiceover of Jim Specht talking, and he's quite contemptuous in his tone. He's from the Australian Museum. Obviously, the Australian Museum were beneficiaries of some of the goods or trophies, if you like, that Hurley took from the Papuans, and that sort of ended up in the museums, as we see by the tagged evidence that follows this sequence. However, it is, I think, really interesting how Nash is actually providing visuals for Specht, which very clearly show us, we had a reenactment of the Papuans actually coming down the river in a canoe. The canoe is in a natural wood, so it's not painted. They're working together. They're bedecked, at least that the front sort of guy who's drawing is sort of bedecked in the trees of nature, and it really almost says with the wood of the boat and the leaves, it's like they're wearing a tree. It's like they're part of nature itself. And then that juxtaposes or intercuts to just the single hull coming right down the centre, bang on ready to collide with the Papuans of just the red hull, and the shape of it is not dissimilar to a spear. In fact, it's red. It's kind of already giving that sense of the violence of such a collision actually happening. Now that then juxtaposes to the archival footage of Hurley's documentary that came out of this trip, Pearls and Savages, which was released in 1925, where we see the opposite of that same sequence. So instead of the white men kind of coming down the river, we have the Papuans coming down the river, and we have the white man voiceover sort of positioning the Papuans as cannibals and headhunters. So I think what Nash is trying to do by switching that around and giving us a sort of a modern interpretation, we really see that it's the white colonizers who were the headhunters and the cannibals, stealing the cultural identity of the Papuans.
This is all in my hands.
So just watching this here, so very opportunistic. So now we see the Papuans obviously in that same position that the white men were in earlier.
Louder came the constant and monotonous beating of the distant drum. Each beat was a warning to the unseen tribes of cannibals and headhunters that strange, pale-faced men were approaching, and to prepare the huge kettles to receive
some very melodramatic music.
Transgressing upon their virgin soil.
Transgressing upon their virgin soil is another really lovely quote that you might want to use.